Week.
What is up, everybody? It's the Brew Bread Podcast. This is episode
26.
26.
26.
Let's get into this.
Leo. It's Leo.
All right. So this is
All right.
basically like a part 2 to the episode 26 we did last week, but didn't really work out. We're trying to like get this done and then upload it and then put out. And I don't want to spend too much time in the middle.
In simple terms, we're trying to find our mojo.
Flow. We'll find the flow,
Flow.
So, all right, let's get into this. The first topic we're starting off with is the old people conspiracy, okay?
The elder.
You ever notice, well, mostly this happens with immigrant families, that, like, when we were growing up, like, parents would always tell us, like, wild things, like, yo, when I was a young kid, there was no sunlight. And we only studied under the light of a lamp that would stay on for 2 hours.
Bro.
So the whole family of 15 kids would surround one candle or one lamp and study for 2 hours and then wait for the sun to never come up. And then they had to walk to school in a blizzard. You know, every day was a blizzard. Every day. They got hit in the face with stones to go to school. They had to sit there. The teachers would just throw. They were learning physics. And it was like each force has an equal and opposite reaction. So the teacher would just chuck stones at their faces. And when they would get mad, the teacher would just beat them.
But you know what that did?
They would beat them.
As you were talking, I just realized what that did is it instilled
lies.
No, not only that, but it instilled this thing in like our generations where it's like you gotta struggle all the time. That's how you know you're actually doing a good job in life, is if you're struggling all the time. Because I realized that, like,
wait, hold up, wait, I don't get it. You just said first thing I said was the word conspiracy.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that the effects that has on people mentally, like on the children growing up.
Where
they're like, oh, I gotta always be well.
That's not that, because we don't
get that.
That's
what happened to me.
No, we don't want to walk 2 miles to the school.
Okay, well,
it doesn't make you want to walk 2 miles to the school.
That's what made me want to fucking struggle through life.
No. Bro, maybe you just had it. If you wanted to make,
how are you gonna tell me what I felt?
No. If something made you want to struggle, that's how you know you had it too good.
Not even. I was in foster care.
But that doesn't matter. You said you did it to yourself.
Facts. I did do it.
So that's like those white kids coming from like Michigan and living in Manhattan.
Like, compared to them.
That's like living in Manhattan.
No, I was living in a fucking shared home. But
no, regardless, you were the one saying I want to go farther to a school.
That's true.
How far was the school?
6 hours.
6 hours on a plane ride?
Oh, you talking about
what?
Wait.
You said you went to school every day, 6 hours on a plane ride? That's your struggle. No. That's her struggle. It's 6 hours on a plane ride every day. Struggle.
Nah, I meant
orphan.
6. I meant
just shut up. Like,
all right, I'm done. Moving on.
Made no sense with that one.
Nah, I thought you were talking about college years.
What were you talking about? I was listening to you.
I was talking about growing up. Like,
yeah, I said, well, how far was this school? And you said 6 hour plane ride. I thought you was talking about college. I was like, nigga, we've been talking about what you've been talking about.
All right, never mind.
No. How far was the school?
What school?
That you struggled to go to.
Wait, when did I ever say that?
You just said it made you want to go farther to school.
No, not to school. Just farther with like, like just be like I used to do fucking like study the whole night through. I wouldn't sleep, and I'm like, yeah, that means I'm putting in work, because that's
everybody did that. That means you didn't study in the daytime.
Nah, I would study in the daytime.
No. It's too long of a pause. Nobody believes you.
Yeah, you don't believe me.
Nobody believes
They believe me. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. struggle.
So,
Conspiracy.
moral of the story,
But-
you never went to a school that you had to walk miles to.
Nah, I didn't.
How far was that walk in Huddersfield?
Like 30 minutes.
No, it's not bad. It's like a mile.
But you're forgetting Huddersfield had hills, bro. Like that shit was a workout for my legs. Over there,
Yeah, but you'll choose that.
I know I did. But there were times
Could have
where
looked
like
at the geographic map of the location.
that's true.
The high ups and downs, the altitudes.
I didn't do that. You know what I did?
Above and below
I went
sea
on
level.
Google Images and I was like, "Where's London?"
Should have looked up how much it flooded over there.
But it didn't actually. It wasn't that bad.
Because of the hills. If you knew.
Brain blast.
Yeah.
But speaking of, one important point that you had made a couple of days ago regarding the older generation, where they were talking about how they had it bad or whatever, but then like the economy was kind of set up for them to have a lot. Like, you know, like if you bought stocks back in those days and you kept it, you're pretty much set now. Like you don't really have a worry.
Yeah.
And, you know, but yeah, so it's like, I mean, you explained it much better, but.
Okay, back to the conspiracies that I was talking about, right? So they always said they walked dumb far and they did this, or the most I would hear is like, I came to this country with no money. Just one pair of underwear
I feel like you have more.
with shit on it. No toilet. I only cleaned my shit with the underwear and then I would wash it in McDonald's and I became a doctor. Now I tell people how to take care of themselves. From a village, I used to sleep. My mother would sleep on the floor. I would sleep in the floor.
Yo, he said, that's like a John Wick when he breaks the floor apart.
My mother would cook. I would never shit. We didn't have food. You had to save everything.
You just said she cooked.
Whatever she cooked, you never shit it. You keep it and go. Take it and go.
Yo, can you do it in your language? I feel like it would be funny. How do you
No, it wouldn't be.
They said it to you in English when they would tell you this?
Well, it's not like my language is not like Spanish.
Say it one time.
No, I can't.
Come on.
See what you do is you throw
For the
somebody off.
people.
What you do is you throw other people off the roll they were on. Like you threw me off. I had a good thing going for
Because
me.
it's a test.
No, shut up. You didn't do shit. You just fucked it up twice. I had to go back. I was on a roll, and he just threw me off. Like, yo, you should do this. And it's like, why don't you say something in Spanish?
One
Hijo de
time-
put.
No. One time my aunt would be like, nosotros solo teníamos... Actually, but I believe her story. She said...
See? I don't know what you just said.
One loaf of bread to share
See, you know, it'd be
between-
nice if you said she had one loaf and whatever before the Spanish part. Should say it in English and then say it.
Nosotros teníamos
No,
solo-
say it in English first. Break it down in
Un
English so I know
pan.
what you're talking about.
She said that she had to share one loaf of bread with like all her brothers and sisters. But I kind of believe that, to be honest. So
That probably was a big loaf, though.
it was a big loaf.
Probably didn't get like loaves this big.
But it was still like a lot of them. And it was like, bro.
What, they didn't make bread?
No.
Lazy.
Bro,
Naan? Roti? Tortillas?
I can't talk. I can't say
Tortillas? 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 You
Yo,
only
we gotta
need...
zoom into your face when you say that.
Bro, you only need like a thing with fire to make it. They slacking. This is what I'm talking about. It's a conspiracy. When you start really looking into their struggles and you break it down. Now, people are going to have real struggles. Like, they're going to have real struggles now. But to look at it in the long run, it gets funny.
That's
and it gets
true.
conspiratorial. Where it's like, how much
Bro,
of
is
it
that
do you
even
really?
a word? Let me see.
Yeah.
Conspiratorial.
Yeah,
Go on.
conspiracy was made by the word was. I think the word conspiracy was made by the FBI. I think they released the
Oh,
word.
it's a word.
Conspiratorial.
Of relating to characteristic of conspirators or a conspiracy. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I thought you this whole
Bro,
time
the
when you were
word
using
conspiracy
that word,
was
I thought you were making
created
that
by
shit
the
up.
people who started conspiracies.
Conspiracies, yeah.
Because conspiring is getting together and making a plan.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's literally also a charge.
The aliens have landed.
You could literally get arrested for conspiracy charges.
Are you serious?
Yeah. What do you think drug conspiracy is? What do you think they got Fetty Wap in right now?
If my FBI agent is watching this, the aliens
That's a
are
good
real.
segue into the thing. So Rolling Loud was this Saturday. It was $500 to get into the Rolling Loud thing.
Whoa,
my
whoa,
homies,
whoa, whoa,
my
whoa,
homies
whoa,
got
whoa,
in
whoa.
for free $99. $500 to get in.
Now.
Homies got in free $99. Shea Stadium. I ain't gonna say where the real name is. If you know what Shea Stadium is, you should know. Just say that.
$500?
Just to get in.
That's
To this
a
musty ass
fucking scam.
concert. Yeah.
That's a scam.
Yeah. Well, if you got in for free $99, how much of a scam you really needed to be?
Free 99?
My homies got in for free.
Oh shit.
That's free $99.
That's crazy.
They didn't pay. The day of they didn't get no tickets. The day of it, I was with them. They were like talking about going to Rolling Loud, and I left. Then I saw on Instagram, they made it in Rolling Loud.
That's wild. That's crazy. That's how you know this shit is a scam. Just saying.
Yeah, I think the doors must have been open or something like, yeah, bro. It's bro. I'm telling you, because the homies I've known a lot of people that they just get into concerts for free or backstage and they just know how to go around it. I don't know, trade some weed to the security guys and shit
Yeah, there's always a way around these.
So they got so segueing into Rolling Loud, and Fetty Wap just got arrested over there for federal drug charges and stuff, I think.
No.
So conspiracy of trafficking and the whole
What did
drugs,
he traffic?
fentanyl and
What's fentanyl again?
what, you know, fentanyl is the fake opiate.
Oh.
It's like the little tiny amount. It's like 100 times more stronger than opiate. So they cut the coke or they cut heroin with it or something. But so I think it was look this up though. But I think it was
Look up what happened to him.
Yeah, what was the charges of there was like a whole right Fetty Wap, Long Island, arrested so basically man, you threw me off this thing. All right, so he got arrested over there and people were assuming, this is alleged, I don't know if this is true, but basically that the coke was cut with the Fenty and well, technically, you know what? I don't know if this is exactly true, but they were saying that he was part of the organization or he's the head of it or whatever, or in charge or whatever. He's behind the whole trafficking of it from the West Coast to the East Coast.
It says the drugs were then allegedly distributed to dealers who sold them on Long Island and New Jersey.
Yeah, Long Island and New Jersey, right?
5 of the defendants are accused of using firearms to protect their drug organization and distribution chain. 100 kilos of deadly and addictive drugs, including heroin, fentanyl, on Long Island, delivery.
But it doesn't say anything about he got knocked for selling or he was about to sell stuff at Rolling Loud, right? Because I've heard that they were about to knock him because Rolling Loud, he probably gonna have his peoples there selling the yay and shit like that. But it doesn't say anything like that, right?
Oh, it's a conspiracy to smuggle.
Yeah. It's not about that at the event. They just use the event to catch him and stuff. And every time, at Rolling Loud and stuff, they always had somebody get arrested or around when Rolling Loud comes by, there's always a rapper coming in and there's always a rapper going out of jail. There's always a rapper coming in and out of jail around this time. And what happened there is pretty crazy. So that's pretty wild. Remember, he was doing the Trap Queen song and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
The arrest comes just 2 months after he confirmed his 4-year-old daughter Lauren had died. Interesting. Huh. All right. Well, that's that with Mr. One Eye.
Yeah.
Mr. One Eye.
Okay, yeah, so on to the next thing.
It's like a cyclops.
Okay. So stimulus package for California. So go ahead, you run that up.
Cali is going to receive another stimulus check by the end of this coming week. So they had stated that to be eligible, you need to make under or up to 75,000, and each child is an extra 500, I believe. And they said that that the reason that they can afford a second round is because the rich didn't experience severe loss during the majority of the pandemic. So, they didn't outright say, hey, most of this is coming from the wealthy, but basically that's what they said.
Yeah. My little thing on that
Yeah.
is that there's a lot of homeless people.
Yeah, Cali's bad.
So if all of those homeless people can also get checks, like if they're registered to somebody's home and figure out a way, like, so you gotta look at it like this, like if you're like a street dealer, right? You can hypothetically go to a homeless dude and get him registered to an address, and then you can get some money and you can give him some money. You can actually give him like you could just basically split the money and then collect it off of other people too. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have any place to be at, and they're probably drug addicts, so you can just give them drugs, or kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like then this would be one way of getting a lot of money for people. Because there's so many of the homeless people of it, it's hard to keep track of it. And regardless, how do we know that the people dishing out this stuff don't got people in the spot with the fake names and the fake stuff, and just to funnel mad money into that shit too right there?
Interesting.
Yeah, because here's what it goes down to. A lot of things have been coming out crazy about like how basically like they use problems to funnel money. Every problem is to funnel money.
Yeah.
So like they've caused a problem that is used to funnel money, but at the same time they're stacking money because of the solution of the problem. And then they cause another problem to funnel that money. So what you're funneling through the problem is the last problem's profit. So each time you cause a problem, you funnel the money through that. So you reinvest it and then reinvest it into another problem. You keep reinvesting, and there's an incentive to keep causing problems.
Oh, shit.
Because there's people that make 200, 300,000 every year just to work on the homeless situation. So if they fix the homeless situation, they don't get that money anymore. So there's an incentive to keep all problems of everything going. Same thing they're saying about Afghanistan is just a giant way to funnel money through the country. The whole point of letting the Taliban take over is so you would make it look like that, it's so chaotic. Sometimes you lose money through holes. You try to help these people, they take the money, but it's not. It's just making up excuses, and you know what the setup is there, so it's all used to funnel all the money. So when like 9/11 happens, Saudi Arabia donates a lot of money, and there's a lot of insurance money that's collected. Then the war is started in Afghanistan, and there's a lot of money made on that war, and then you cause problems, so you funnel that money back into over there. So you just causing problems, so you just keep sending money to all these places. As long as there's a problem, you'll never be able to catch the money.
Hot. So hot how you know these things. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild. That is the reality of the world we live in.
That is the crazy reality of the world we live in, man. Like
that's wild.
Like you remember, as Jake Trend, I think. I hope I'm saying that right. So he does videos. He did a video called we'll put a picture of it somewhere here, but basically he did the video on how blood chocolate. He did a documentary on blood chocolate, on basically how chocolate is made from child labor, basically, and all chocolate comes from places that they use child labor at. And there's weird ways that they have set it up where it's like the farmers actually get the child labor, so the company isn't really responsible. Company buys it off the farmers, the cocoa, and the thing with that is they're the only ones that buy the cocoa. They're so big that they buy it from all farmers, not letting the farmer sell to the highest bidder. So they always keep the price of cocoa down.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's more into it. He did a crazy thing on it, but yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah. And okay, new wild topic. Pussy is booming on Roosevelt Boulevard, Roosevelt Avenue. Roosevelt, Roosie, bro.
Roosevelt.
Pussy is booming on Roosie right now, all the way from Flushing to Corona to 74th to what we got, Jackson Heights.
Yeah.
And then what we got after Jackson Heights? So Woodhaven?
Well, like going towards Flushing?
Nah, the 7 line. What we got? We just
7
run it up all the way. Woodhaven.
Corona, Junction Boulevard.
No, you go. No, go in the pattern. So we got Flushing.
We got Main Street.
We got Flushing. Then
Point.
we got Willis Point, and then we got Corona.
Junction Boulevard, 103rd.
That's Corona. That's all of Corona. That's all Corona. Then you get Jackson Heights right after that, and then after that it's like I think Woodhaven.
No, Woodhaven is not even on the 7 line.
What are you talking about?
If
Isn't it
you're going
Woodhaven
towards the
Boulevard literally on the 7 a stop?
No.
Yo, what's that hood? You know the hood by LIC?
Woodside.
That's Woodside? All right, so
Sunnyside,
Woodside.
yeah.
Okay, so that's Woodside, Sunnyside, all that strip all the way on that.
Yeah.
Hookers in little girl skirts, little schoolgirl skirts. Take it away.
Yeah. So basically, they covered it on the news this past week where the prostitution business is on and popping, and it's getting to a point where like the news is covering it because it's grown.
But it's to me what's funny is the guy that they had on this article that we was talking about that we don't remember what it was.
He said that his mother had passed away from COVID and that he finds prostitutes offensive. Because then he's like, what if they have COVID? Or what if... No, he just said, what if they have COVID? So he's like freaking out.
Yeah, so he's basically, rest in peace to his mom. But like, bro, that ain't got nothing to do with this. Your mom's passed away. Now you're tight because bitches are giving away pussy on the corner. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Yeah. Did your mom go to the bitches and get the pussy? Was your mom one of them?
I mean, he's just saying like...
Was she though? Was that his main concern?
Bro, stop.
Was she one of them?
No, that's not nice.
We don't know that. We don't know nothing. But it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. When you put yourself in there with that little story, then it just starts like mixing things up.
That's true.
They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Yeah. What it is people using this one thing to mix it with other things. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Then they also interviewed another shorty who was... Now she's off the streets, but she was on the streets. And she was like... Basically saying I can understand why the business is growing because everywhere else you work, you're not making nearly as much. But I'm pretty sure they're not making that much guap, are they? Or they are. They pretty much are. Okay,
they probably are. If they're working all day long and stuff, yeah. Most definitely.
That's
they probably
true.
make it.
Unless they work for somebody who like a gang or something where they don't really get shit. They like it's either that or they die. They're brought to this country and they're like, all right, as payment, like you gotta everything you make it for me, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah, maybe they have situations like that too, most definitely. But it's a big industry. It's not a very I don't think they're referring to independent contractors walking on the street selling their pussy. I think it's organized groups. Yeah. I think those organized groups have been there for a very, 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 very long time. I think they're just coming out of the woodwork now, like cockroaches.
Yo, that's a fact.
Because
it's like roaches.
Because
everything's going to shit.
Because they're probably getting more business from actually cops now.
Yeah.
Cops are probably fucking these hookers
at this point, honestly, the cops don't give a fuck anymore. Because the cops are not with all the shit that's going down
right now. Look, I'll tell you this. The cop don't want to run into a female that's going to be like, I don't support cops either.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I just think because cops been fucking hookers for so long, right?
Yeah.
Now if they're really out here in these streets walking around like that, like daytime, like we be really seeing them, like, and it's also different. Like you don't really. Like, it's not like California, or like at least I was seeing in the movies in California where they got the hookers walking, looking at the cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Queens hookers is a lot different, bro. They got a lot of class. They don't even look at you like that. They don't. They'll be
that's
on their
so
phones. Then
true.
you see them do the whole shit.
You gotta go up to them.
Yeah, like they
I've
don't
seen
even
that.
care, bro. They
They're on their phone.
Bro, they're not even, according to the article, they're not even getting custodies off the street. So I don't know why this nigga's hating. They just be on their phones getting the shit through the app.
Yeah, they have
through massage apps. So I don't get why homie has a problem with people just being outside, because that's like saying like, yo, these kids are smoking weed in front of my crib, and then my fucking family member died of cancer. Like, dog, what are you talking about? Ain't got nothing to do with the motherfucking like thing, like you know, like shit like that, like. So
what do you? Okay, I got a question for you. Do you think that at some point they should regulate sex work, like, so that it becomes healthier? Like, make sure you get XYZ tests, like, make sure you're healthy, blah blah blah. Like, make it a legit thing.
I don't know. I think that's more of like your department to answer. Like, dog, I don't even know. That's just women doing their shit. So I don't know.
Cause like, I mean, like at some point, I don't know. I personally feel, but then again, that's when the government comes involved, and then most of what you're making is clip at that point. So that's tricky.
Yeah,
it's tricky.
You know, start
There's
getting
a reason
taxed
why
on that.
it's not like a legit thing. But then if you make it more legit, it'll be healthier. So it's, I don't know. It's see, I argue with myself because I can see so many points, so many sides to this shit.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying on the top of like health, that might be better. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know.
But yeah, last thing, there's about 20,000 bodies buried in Washington Square Park.
I am today years old when I found this out. So on especially Washington Square Park, I was thinking I want to go to that park someday soon before it gets cold. And
It's cold.
No, before it gets colder, where you need a coat and shit.
Probably
This
need
is
cold right now.
This is like, but yeah, it's a bird. There's more than 20,000 bodies under that park, and like so I did a search on like where exactly in New York. Almost all of Manhattan has bodies underneath it. Everywhere you go, and then the lower downtown Manhattan was a African burial ground, so it's wild. Everywhere it's just we're just walking among the dead, like we're just walking amongst the dead. But I'm pretty sure that could be everywhere, to be honest. That's the
what
world.
I said, like Queens. I mean, New York itself is a very little place.
Yeah.
New York City, the amount of people that we have.
Yeah.
And I don't even. I might be bugging, but I'm just not gonna look this up. But I think we might have more, graveyards or cemeteries than upstate New York.
For sure.
I don't know. Maybe I may be wrong, but let's just say like in a close proximity.
Yeah.
Because
you have more
they might
people
over
here.
there might be split up more.
There's more land over there.
It's more
space.
land, but you would think like like people would kind of keep it over there.
It's more expensive to keep it over there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like when it comes to the dead, it's gonna be way more expensive where there's less people because there's more land. You know how shit is backwards.
Yeah.
Shit is, it doesn't make sense, but that's how it is.
What
they're gonna charge more over there.
I think what it really comes down to is, man. Okay, I don't know how to put this. Okay, I gotta put. I think this is This is not factual.
Okay.
Nobody go crazy on this one.
Your theory.
But I think all cemeteries are owned by the same people. Ooh. And it's the one with the curls.
Oh,
so
got it.
My mom's buried in a Jewish cemetery that's partially Muslim. There's no Muslim cemetery. There is no Christian cemetery. Every cemetery has the Star of David on the front of it. I've seen it in Ridgewood. Doesn't mean that only Jewish people are allowed to be buried. Everybody's allowed to be buried there. That's very cool. I fuck with that. I wish we had one that we shared with everybody too. Just saying. I'm pretty sure if you try to open one, It's going to be very hard to do it anywhere else because other people don't want a cemetery by them. And you still got to keep it close for a good amount of people to go there. So the more amount of people that are there, the bigger cemetery you have, the more land you still own, and you can expand it and get bigger and bigger. You never have to build anything on it. And then when shit goes to fan, because we know they like to stay very in the community, protected, so they got a big amount of land to shift the people over to that land if they need to build again on top of burial grounds.
Yo.
So
that's wild. I never actually made that connection.
Yeah, that's what I think is the deep down of it, is that it's kind of owned by the same people and they have a control on it. That's why nobody else can ever do anything about it.
They own
And it's I don't know how much of the places where other people can do their thing is the funeral homes, but not the cemeteries. And
Interesting.
Yeah, there's only.
You think that was like compensation for what happened?
Well, if you gotta look at it like this, who owns the whole, pretty much, or back in the day, who owned all of the jewelry district? Where did all that money go? Like where does all the bank money go? Where else the
you gotta reinvest it somewhere.
You gotta like look at who owns the most things and where and why. Like just like a Monopoly game. You really gotta like look at the chips where they fall and see why things don't work at certain places. And yeah. So yeah.
Yo.
A lot of stories covered today in today's podcast, man. You already know. It's your boy, it's your girl.
Brain
Episode 26 coming at you, and now we're out. Bow.
Yo, that's wild.